That's what you would have seen had Pepper Valley actually been uploaded to the repo. I made that trailer a long time ago, back in June when I finished the map. Um, as a reminder for those who haven't seen, or for those that followed the Pepper Valley map, that was a this is a month-long project of mine that I really want to kind of put my map making skills to the test and learn a lot. We did learn a lot. We accomplished our mission and had a lot of cool points of interest. But right when we went to go repo, we had that whole issue where the repo went down for a bit. Sadly, I think it was kind of just lost in the paper stack. I reached out several times, but I haven't gotten an answer. I know the people that upload repo mods are super busy, and this is actually a really heavy mod. It's like I think 1.5 gigabytes or maybe two. I can't remember. It's a lot of files. It's a large size because it's fully standalone. That way, it doesn't break as Johnson Valley gets updated. This is based off Johnson Valley. To me, Johnson Valley is most like Salt Valley, the Salt Lake Valley, and so I call it Pepper Valley. Um, we'll do a quick rundown of what's all here for those who haven't seen it. We are in our mountain goat here, great mod. I used it to showcase all of the stuff. Let's go ahead and get going here. Get some flaps to get in the air. So this is the airport and parking lot. It has a little autocross zone there. Fun little airport. Basically, Pepper Valley, the main features are the airport, this big road that wraps all the way up and around the mountain to the other side. That's kind of what the whole thing started is I wanted a trekking map that kind of reminded me of Rigs of Rods, if you ever played that back in the day. Johnson Valley seems like this really nice big open area, and it was perfect for it. And it has a really nice road that flows pretty well. It kind of follows the natural landscape the best as I could. And it goes through the mountains and up the mountain and down the mountain. So it's real fun and challenging in a semi-truck. We had a little garage because I love some garage RP. This is straight out of the Utah Valley, the Utah map. We have a little trail there and then an off-road course off to the left. It has a cool working timer that you can use to see what's the fastest time you can get. You can see this is the other end of the road that snakes back into the desert. We'll quickly go fly through it. Not much has changed. This was back before the road architect was a thing, so it's kind of hard to see because how quick we're going, but we had to add in all these road edge decals and whatnot. It was really a long process, and probably took the longest in making this road was getting the road edge correct. Someone made some kind of road edge generator mod that helped a ton, and I've linked his mod in the past. I don't know if it still works with the road architect and whatnot now, but now that we have the road architect, I mean, this road would have taken a fraction of the time had we had it before when I was making this. The other point of interest we added, or at least major point of interest, is this salt flats area. So the salt flats had always been here, but it really wasn't fleshed out. So I added some props, some assets that make it feel a little more lived in, make it feel more like an event. It does have a timer, or I guess some Lua code here that measures your speed every at the first mile marker, the second mile marker, and the third mile marker. So you can do top speed runs here and get actual speed readouts and stuff. Works on multiplayer really well, surprisingly. Yeah, just a little salt flats area. So why I bring this up, why I make this video, is we are picking it back up. We're bringing out a part 2 to the map. I really didn't know where to take it next. I was going to kind of leave it on the shelf and call it done. But as we've done the Formula Drift series, we've longed to have, I guess, a map that had more drift tracks, but was also a little more FPS friendly. I really love the Motorsports playground, but it is kind of cluttered with all its motorsport tracks and whatnot. Here's a good shot also back here of the mountain road, how it winds up the mountain. And so our goal here is actually to add every single Formula Drift track. Not every single, I guess all the Formula Drift tracks from the American Formula Drift that's, I guess, ran in the 2024 season would be the best way to put it, because that stuff might change. But it is going to be still focused on Pepper Valley, so it's going to blend in. We're not going to add a big city for Long Beach and whatnot. And the whole thing's going to flow. It's going to be really cool. So pulling in here, this is actually our first test little area of Long Beach. It's actually already paved. It needs more work and more touch. We really only laid out the tracks. The white lines kind of represent other alternate routes. So we have Long Beach here that's paved, but then we also have some roads that lead you back to the beginning of Long Beach. So you can cycle through and hot lap your drifting. That way you don't have to drive backwards and you can kind of get racers through pretty quick. It also will have a rallycross track, and that's going to be the yellow here. Because rallycross is one of my favorite motorsports, and we've been doing a lot of RP of it. So all the roads are mapped out right now. This is going to be Road to Atlanta off to our left here. I kind of gathered the elevations from Google Maps the best I could, and have it set to our starting and end point elevations. These roads are also more or less to scale. They're not perfect by any means, but I did measure every bit of track that I could, try to get the angles correct, and tried to, I guess, get the widths correct as well. I do need to go back and add some banking and whatnot for some areas that we'll see in the later tracks, but this is as best as I could kind of quickly and easily replicate it. I spent a good amount of time getting it to scale the best I could. It's not going to be one-to-one. This is still heavily inspired by other stuff, but off to the left here we have the Orlando track. You'll start off there, big banking as you take this big left-hand corner, and then it'll flip back around and flow back. Sorry, I guess it's a right-hand corner into a left-hand corner. And then from there you can either turn back and restart Orlando track, or you can continue on into what I think is English Town. I think that's English Town there, the little figure 8 drift track. Surprisingly small compared to other tracks as I did the scaling. Let me circle back around. These are just some decals thrown on so I can know what I need to paint and make and terrain edit. You can then flow back out here. This is going to be more racetrack. The idea is, if you wanted to, you could have a really long linked racetrack hitting all these sections of major tracks that Formula Drift hits. A little bit of rallycross section as well. This is, I believe, New Jersey. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I laid these out. But that should be New Jersey there. Or sorry, not New Jersey. That's actually St. Louis. The English Town is New Jersey. St. Louis here is the section where it starts off. You do a big left-hand high-speed drift into a really tight right-hand corner, which then extends, pushes out, and then tightens again into another left-hand corner. So pretty fun track. I enjoy watching that one. And then you'll flow out through here into Seattle's track, which is it's quite interesting as I went and Google mapped all these tracks and got the scales and stuff. Seattle's a lot bigger than I expected. The oval is really large. So this will be a big half oval here with some rallycross in the middle. And then it tightens up into its little zones here. And then we do flow out. Again, all these will have like their return lanes if you wanted to. This will be Grantsville, Utah track, which is absolutely massive. I didn't realize how big it was until I had to lay it out. This is a big track. Will definitely eat up a lot of tire. Has a long return back. And then there will probably, this might change, but for now it's going to be a big straight into what would be Irwindale, which would be our final track here, which is also another pretty large track. Again, that's to scale as best we could. I actually went back through different years of Google Maps so I can see kind of, how the tracks have changed, and during some years and months you can actually see the Formula Drift tire track still, which is really cool to see. And from there, we're actually planning on having a Le Mans style straight that is just a really long straight all the way back to Long Beach. So I'm pretty excited for it. Obviously, I end up doing a lot of projects at the same time, and so kind of one of the purposes of this video is to motivate me to continue working on it. Once I put it out there, it's in the back of my mind, or I guess less in the back of my mind, more in the front of my mind, where I feel like I really need to finish it. But do let me know your thoughts. They definitely motivate me to continue these projects. And while this doesn't have a time crunch like Pepper Valley used to have back when I was doing my June 1 month build of a map, This is something I do want to wrap up pretty quickly as we fly through Formula Drift events. I want this to be ready when we're done with the first few events, to eventually come here and do a whole, I guess, 7, 8 rounds of Formula Drift RP on Formula Drift inspired tracks in Pepper Valley. And again, this is going to be still true to home to Johnson Valley. We're not going to add big buildings or anything, but I do want them to have the feel of their normal tracks, right? So there might be some cliff sides and stuff for Long Beach. That way it feels like you're in a walled city, but it's going to be a rock walled city per se. But again, thank you so much. I don't know if this track will ever make it to the repo because of its size and whatnot. It's really not my focus right now to get maps onto repo, but it would be nice to have that. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. But for now, you still can get Pepper Valley 1.0 off the BeamNG forums, and link is in the description. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and appreciate all the support. Have a good one.